the black family who built America. Break it down from your great-great-grandfather, how he started and where it came from.
Moses McKissick the First.
That's right.
Okay, so let me start with saying I am the proud CEO of a fifth-generation business in America. And I know Charlemagne keeps calling it 7 generations. He's just calling in the girl behind me and her children, my grandkids.
He got in trouble for that earlier today. She was one of the producers was like, it's 5th generation.
I don't know why I keep saying 7. I thought it was 7 generations.
Because that's what it's going to be.
Yep, manifesting. He's speaking
That's
into
right.
existence.
He's manifesting. So we date back 230 years in this country, starting with the first descendant of our family, Moses McKissick I, who came to this country in 1790 as a slave and was taught the trade of making brick. His son was Moses McKissick II, and he was a master carpenter. And he actually started in North Carolina, but he was given as a gift to the Cheers family in Nashville, Tennessee, or Spring Hill. And so that's when the McKissicks moved from North Carolina to Tennessee. He had 7 girls and then 7 boys. And his first son is Moses McKissick the third, and his brother Calvin. And they became the first black licensed architects in America. Wow. Sure you don't want that one to stand?
I take yours. You need to take the small. There you go.
And anyway, they were known because they traveled all through the Northeast and the South. They built over 6,000 churches. They built 13, 14 historically black colleges. All the colleges, all the buildings at Fisk University are pretty much designed by Calvin and Moses McKissick. Meharry Medical School, Tennessee State University, Tuskegee. And so they worked all through the South. They also got an opportunity to go to Haiti and work with Papa Doc, and then over to Africa. So these men were very innovative. And the company was then passed down to my father, William D. Berry McKissick. And so now we're 4 generations in, if you haven't lost count.
All right.
And then the company was passed down to my mother, who was a fierce leader all by herself. And then eventually I stepped in and took over the company as the 5th generation.
When I read this book and I see how this empire started in the 1800s, it reminds me of how resilient black people are.
Yes.
And we can navigate our way through anything. So it gave me a sense of hope, especially for the times that we're in now. Has it always given you that sense of pride?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, 1 in 5 businesses fail the first year. 65% fail in 10 years, and the average family business only lasts 24 years. Now, the chances for a family business to pass down to a 2nd generation is like 60%. The chances of it passing to a 3rd is 14%, and to a 4th generation is 3%. So here we are at 5 generations. And so I think what we do in the book is we make a case as to how the McKissicks were able to do that. And it goes all the way back to slavery. So slavery was different in every state. Like North Carolina was probably the most lenient of slaves at the time compared to, let's say, Alabama and some other states. South Carolina. And really, it's because they didn't have as many of the huge plantations. Slave masters had more like 12, 13, 14, 15 slaves. So the slaves were more like extended family. They didn't have to be suppressed. And we saw a plantation where there was a family of 5 people, but there were 300 slaves working for them. So who had the power?
That's right.
Right? So you have to suppress the 300 people if you want to survive. And so it wasn't like that in North Carolina. So we make that case that, the leniency of slavery in that state must have helped the McKissicks get to where they are. And that's what we have to do, is tell our stories. And that's what our book does. It's a receipt.